Welcome back, everyone. It's the Bourbon Judge. Hey, we're back at it, and we're going to dive into, let's just call, these are whiskeys that are just they're overlooked. They sit on shelves, but the best thing about it is that they're affordable, and it's fantastic whiskey. So we're going to dive into that. But before we do so, real quick, couple updates. Number one, I want to give a huge shout out to my newest patron, my good friend Joey B. So Joey, I appreciate you, my man. Thanks so much for the support, for the love, as well as I should say for all my patrons. We always have a blast. Just did a barrel pick earlier this week. I went on it with some of my patrons. We had a blast. It was, drinks and just enjoying ourselves. We all went to dinner. You name it, right? Good times is what the whole whiskey world is all about. All right, so Joey, thanks again, my man, as well as all my patrons. Thank you for all the love and support. A lot of fun, good barrel picks that we did earlier this year, and a lot more coming up as well. All right, so let's dive into whiskey that just literally, it sits on shelves. It's available, it's affordable, fantastic quality. And when I say available and affordable not like $15.99 or $20.99, meaning more like in like that, anywhere from like that $40 to $60 range. So, with this day and age, obviously whiskey is getting more and more expensive, but these are still somewhat reasonable prices for the most part. But they're honestly fantastic whiskey, and it just sits on shelves. They're in almost every good major decent liquor store, and they sit there. Honestly, they truly sit there. And so many people walk by and I hear it myself when I'm out bourbon hunting. So many people walk in. Do you have Blanton's? What do you have coming in from Buffalo Trace? I can only buy Buffalo Trace products. And I sit back and I laugh. I'm like, oh my gosh, there's so much other great whiskey on the market than Buffalo Trace products, people. But hey, Buffalo Trace did a great job from a branding standpoint. Hence the reason why all those people are asking for that. But if you're looking for something else to kind of just change it up a little bit, I'm going to give you a couple options, tell you the reason why I love it myself. Cool? All right. Let's start with what is in my glass. Penelope Bourbon, and this is the Architect. So I actually just did a barrel pick of this. This is going to be coming out very soon. This is not the barrel pick version, but the Penelope Architect, absolutely amazing whiskey. So Penelope Bourbon, Mike and Danny out of Jersey, they're sourcing their whiskey, blending it together and just making just fantastic whiskey across the board. This, of course, as it says here right on the front, Penelope Architect is finished in French oak staves. This is what I'm sipping right now. Absolutely amazing whiskey. Anywhere, I've seen it in stores for $55, sometimes anywhere from $55 to $60, but it's great whiskey. It's available, it's on shelves, and so many people overlook it, but it is absolutely fantastic quality. I love how the French oak staves really adds like an element of like that, almost like a French toast kind of a note to it, right? Truly flat out amazing. Stop overlooking this whiskey right here. With that, I deserve some whiskey myself. Cheers to each and every one of you. Wow. Woo. Tasty. So that's Penelope Architect. Come in the first spot. These are not ranked in order, by the way. Just truly the ones that I'm grabbing for the ones that I think I always see sitting on shelves that are just flat out amazing. Cool? All right. So Penelope Architect, number one. The number two spot. Let's get some love for some rye whiskey. So, a lot of people out there are making the transition to rye. So you're a bourbon drinker, you love bourbon, but like, you know what? I need to make the leap of faith to a rye whiskey. What should I start with and why? I'm going to go with a Heaven Hill product, Pikesville Rye. About $55 bottle, coming in exactly 110 proof. This one here, to me, I like it for the fact of, obviously there's definitely some good age to it. It's aged at least 6 years, as it says here on the back. It does have a high percentage of corn in the mash bill, so it is definitely a bourbon drinker's rye. To me, it does taste and it does sip the palate a lot more like almost like a bourbon than it does a rye. So it's really it's almost like a hybrid, right? Let's use a golf analogy. It's like a hybrid. It really is. This can live in the bourbon lane. It can live in the rye lane. But what the lane that it does live in, flat out amazing whiskey. And I don't think I've ever had a bad bottle of a Pikesville Rye. That says a lot. So number two, absolutely make sure you grab this rye whiskey, Pikesville Rye. If you're grabbing a rye for sure, definitely jump with that one for sure. Number three, oh man. So this for me it checks a lot of boxes. I know a lot of people love, and I get it, everyone loves the whole Weller label, everyone loves the whole weeded bourbon, and I have to go with Weller because Weller is the only option on the market for a weeded bourbon. And that is incorrect. Maker's 46 cask strength. I'm not saying it's exactly like, you know, the Weller that's out there, antique, 12-year, and so forth, or foolproof. I'm not saying it's exactly like that. But if you want a really good weeded bourbon that is available, sits on shelves, mid $40 range, and this one, the cask strength version, you can find it almost anywhere. Maker's 46 cask strength is flat out an amazing weeded bourbon. Really overlooked by a lot of people, and I'm telling you, it checks a lot of boxes. So if you're looking to try a weeded bourbon outside of the Weller world, absolutely make sure you give Maker's 46 some love. Cool? All right. Before I finish it up with the last three, a couple quick favors. Number one, hit the like button. Number two, drop me a comment. Let me know what are some of your favorite available and affordable bourbons that people kind of overlook. And last but not least, please make sure you also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so you get notification each and every time I release new content. Cheers, everybody. Whew. That Penelope Architect. Goodness, that is delicious. All right. Coming to the number 4 spot. I'm going to give a little bit of love to down in Tennessee. I like the song, Tennessee. Uncle Nearest 1856. Of their core lineup, which is this one, 1856 to 1884, and the rye, if I'm buying one bottle and I'm willing to try Uncle Nearest for the first time, try some Tennessee whiskey, this is the one that I would grab day in, day out of their core lineup. Always available, always about $55. You see it on shelves, just sits there. Honestly, folks, I'm telling you, if you're interested in trying something else from the Tennessee market, other than like your Jack Daniels and so forth, this is one I would definitely grab for sure. Available, affordable, and flat out amazing. Uncle Nearest 1856. Oh man, I'm gonna save one of my favorite available and affordables for last. So now let's go back to another rye, but this is not just about the rye. This is about, I think, the brand and where they are today. Hear me out. I'm gonna say that again. The brand and where they are today. I'm saying that because about 18 months ago to 2 years ago, I was not a big fan of this brand. Truly, I was not. But in the last 6 to 12 months, maybe even 18, probably 6 to 12 months, I've been a fan of every single barrel that I've gotten from friends. This one here, the 6-year malted rye whiskey, the specialty release, the sherry finish. New Riff is doing some great things. So make sure you check out New Riff whiskey, folks, ASAP. And I mean ASAP. Anything, their bourbon, their rye. This is the 6-year malted rye. Check this out as well. Flat out great juice. All right, coming in the last spot, number 6. The last spot. Flat out one of the best brands on the market. Overlooked because it's not allocated and because it's actually available. But it's fantastic whiskey. It's actually rye whiskey. It's affordable at about $50, $55. Probably dollar for dollar one of the best double oaked rye whiskeys on the market, but even all the other ryes are just flat out amazing. Stop overlooking Sagamore Spirit. Sagamore Spirit is flat out, their whiskey, their rye whiskey is just amazing. I'm thankful that this is in my backyard in Baltimore, Maryland. So a quick, easy drive down to Sagamore, and I'm able to buy, well, I can buy it, this is on shelves all the time, but if they have specialty releases, I can get them at the distillery as well. Folks, these are 6 fantastic options that people overlook each and every day. Stop overlooking them. Give them a try. And until the next time, my friends, peace, cheers, and most important, salute everybody. Take care.